The husband did it. It's a stereotype because it's so often true. In a 2017 UN study, statistics show that 58% of women who are murdered are killed by an intimate partner. It's no wonder the husband did it has become such a cliche in true crime. But on January 14th, 2018, when suburban wife and mother, Kat West, was found dead of blunt force trauma, the answer wasn't so simple. Was this a classic case of the husband did it? Or were police so convinced they knew the answer that they simply never looked at anyone else? When Kathleen "Kat" Martin met Jeff West at a Super Bowl party in 2004, it was love at first sight. At first, the pair-up was a surprise to Kat's friends. She was fiery and extroverted, always the life of the party. She was an exhibitionist who loved to get naked, sometimes in front of friends and their husbands. There were times when Kat also struggled with alcoholism and bipolar disorder. Jeff, on the other hand, was her total opposite. He was straight, steady, and quiet. Nevertheless, their relationship was proof that sometimes opposites attract. Within a year, the two of them were married. They had a daughter, Logan, and relocated to the suburban Alabama neighborhood. Their neighborhood was conservative, but Kat was not. She began a side career on a subscription site called OnlyFans, where she posted cheeky and provocative photos under the name Kitty Kat West. For free, fans of Kat could see photos like this. But for $15.99 per month, fans could get private access to more intimate photos. They could also contact Kat directly. Kat's side gig on OnlyFans did not cause friction in her marriage. It was not a secret or a hidden double life. Kat was proud of her body and loved being able to control her own income and her own image. Jeff was supportive. He frequently took photos for Kat's OnlyFans account and was openly proud of his beautiful wife. Their marriage was by all accounts a happy one, though, like all couples, they had some ups and downs. Friends, family, and text messages between the two all seemed to illustrate that it was Kat who sometimes flared up in the relationship. "You don't want me? Fine. Someone will," Kathleen texted her husband. "I'll always want you," he replied. There seems to have been a reoccurring theme in their lives. Kat feeling underappreciated and Jeff always reassuring her that she was loved and wanted. Aside from these moments of friction, the messages between Kat and Jeff speak to a loving and surprisingly passionate long-term relationship. Then came the night of January 13th, 2018. Even after 14 years of marriage, the Wests still kept regular date nights. This night, they went out for dinner together before stopping at a liquor store and buying bottles of whiskey and absinthe. In the liquor store footage, they seem flirty and in high spirits. Jeff can be seen at one point patting his wife on the bottom. Jeff and Kat then went home. According to him, they only had a few drinks before he took some photos of his wife in lingerie, photos meant for her OnlyFans page. He went to bed around 10:30 while Kat stayed up. She was very intoxicated with a blood alcohol level of 0.23, nearly 3 times the legal limit. In the early morning hours of January 14th, a teenage neighbor was biking to her fast food job when she spotted Kat's body lying on the street. She was naked except for a bra, and her blonde hair was red with blood. When paramedics arrived, they knew that Kat was dead. The cause was later determined to be blunt force trauma. Near Kat's body was her phone, with the now empty bottle of absinthe propped up on it. Some said the positioning of the bottle looked staged. The story of Kat West's death exploded onto the news. She ticked all the boxes for a media sensation. A blonde, beautiful white woman from the suburbia found suddenly and shockingly dead. The story of her OnlyFans page only added fuel to the fire, with media outlets racing to find provocative selfies posted by the deceased. Headlines called her a cam girl, a lingerie model, and a porn star. Later, speculation circulated that Jeff West was humiliated by his wife's dark secret and hidden double life. But Kat West's online activities weren't a secret. She used her real name online and was open with friends and family about her OnlyFans account. Nor was it a double life. Kat was openly exhibitionist offline as well as on, and messages between the two of them showed that Jeff loved photographing his wife for her OnlyFans subscribers. So if the OnlyFans page wasn't a contributing factor to a marriage on the rocks, why does it play a central role in all of the reporting around Kat West's death? While there is no doubt that the salacious story helped boost ratings, there is another reason Kat's online presence might be a more important part of the story. In the internet age, visibility, especially for women, comes with a cost. Almost every woman who has achieved internet fame has also dealt with harassment and abuse. This danger is magnified for women whose identities are not hidden. Other popular OnlyFans women have reported creepy messages, fans trying to track them down, personal information being published online, and stalking. Any of Kat West's online fans could have been a potential suspect in her death. The police said they didn't identify enough suspects from her list of subscribers, but they only spent 3 weeks looking through a pool of thousands. After those 3 weeks, they came to a different conclusion. The husband did it. Jeff West was arrested and charged with murder. His bail was set at a prohibitive $500,000. But in a sign that the prosecution wasn't sure of their case, Jeff was also offered an Alford plea deal shortly before he went to trial. If he accepted the plea, Jeff would be let off with time served and 2 years of probation. However, he would also have to plead no contest to the murder charge and would have a record for the rest of his life. Essentially, Jeff West would be admitting guilt. He rejected the deal. Jeff told the lawyer, "I cannot say I'm guilty of something I didn't do." In the years leading up to the trial and during the trial itself, debate raged in public and online. Had Jeff West killed his wife? Had she been stalked by an obsessed OnlyFans subscriber, someone never investigated by police? Or had Kat West simply stumbled while drunk and hit her head? Once the trial came to court, the debate raged on. The prosecution pointed out that Jeff West had seemed calm and even unconcerned when he saw his wife's body. The defense responded that Jeff West was a career Army vet who had been trained to respond unemotionally in traumatic circumstances. The prosecution pointed out that there were 2 puddles of blood at the scene, drawing the conclusion that Kat's body had been moved and then staged after her bludgeoning with the absinthe bottle. The defense responded that she had simply hit her head in one spot and, disoriented, stumbled some distance away before falling again. The prosecution produced fingerprints on the absinthe bottle, showing that Jeff had at one point gripped the neck the way you would hold a club. The defense pointed out that this is also the way that you would grip a bottle if you were pulling it out of a bag. The defense also pointed out that those were left-handed fingerprints. Jeff West was right-handed. You can use your non-dominant hand to pull a bottle out of a bag, but would you use it to club someone? The prosecution said that it didn't make sense for Kat West to have gone outside nearly naked unless she was being attacked. The defense produced witnesses that said Kat did that kind of thing all the time. She loved to go outside naked when she had been drinking. Kat also stumbled a lot and loved to jump on and off of an electrical box. This evidence was provided by Kat's own mother. The prosecution pointed out app records of Jeff's phone that recorded movement 40 minutes after he claimed to have gone to bed and 16 minutes after Kat's phone had stopped moving. The defense pointed out that when Kat's body was found, Jeff was wearing the same clothes that he had worn the night before. Clothes that were completely free from blood, an impossibility if he clubbed his wife and dragged her body. Jeff West's parents were fiercely in his corner, and so were his in-laws. Nancy and John Martin were vocal in their defense of Jeff, with Nancy even taking the stand to tell the jurors about her daughter's struggles with alcohol. She testified that she believed Kat suffered a fall while inebriated and jumping around. Jeff West was facing a charge with murder, but he and his defense team were feeling confident. The evidence was circumstantial, and they felt that reasonable doubt had been more than established. That may be why at the 11th hour and just before the trial ended, the prosecution changed tactics. Now, Jeff was being charged not with murder, but with lesser charge of reckless manslaughter. It worked. In November of 2020, the jury declared Jeff West guilty. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Ultimately, his refusal to plead guilty cost him his freedom. Jeff West maintains his innocence and has since filed for appeal. In the meantime, he and Kat's daughter Logan is being raised by all 4 of her grandparents. Logan was 12 when her mother died. She will be an adult long before her father is released. Thanks for watching Beyond Crime. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support more true crime content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment about what you thought about this case. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.